All right, so I'm not like. I'm gonna go get his clean cups, or else we're gonna go cacao.
You gotta do those too.
But I think we should go clean cups, then do cacao after, or do you think we should do cacao?
No, cacao after.
I'm gonna bow to your.
These two are gonna wreck your palate.
Yeah, they're gonna wreck
we
your
need
palate.
those two.
So you guys talk amongst yourself. Go get some clean cups.
Speaking of wrecking palates, we were talking about West Coast. I was remembering years ago, I used to search out a beer called Palate Wrecker.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh, this is going to totally destroy your palate.
Was that a Stone?
No, it was
Rogue?
Green Flash.
Green Flash.
Green Flash.
Yeah, back before they changed their name. They had to change their name to something else. But I think it was Green Flash.
That was back in the early days when when you sought out the bitterest beers possible because that was the best.
Yep.
And it was literally like you were drinking it like this.
Yep. Palate Wrecker.
Nice
It
They were rough. They were rough.
Yeah, they hurt. But you would drink one and be like, I can't even taste anything.
All right, what do you want to do next? Good ideas or the hot monger?
Yeah, let's do the hot monger and then the good ideas.
All right.
You haven't had good ideas yet, right?
Have not had good ideas yet.
Oh, wait until you have.
But I also have more trends I want to talk about.
Okay.
Let's talk more.
Yes.
We get off on tangents.
We do. Yeah.
That's what's
And then
awesome about your show.
When you're done, I want to talk about hot monger.
1,000%.
Okay.
We already talked about this. One of the upcoming identified trends, which I think has already started.
Beautiful.
Craft lagers taking over more menus.
Yep.
Taking over more menu space. Specifically targeting the non-craft drinkers and getting them into the brewery. And also this new people trying to be healthier wave coming out of COVID.
Yep.
What do you think?
Yep, it's happening. I think so. I mean, we've got Pilsners, Lagers, the Kolsch. All those are on the menu now, and they're taking hold. Even our wit beer, lighter Belgian beer is doing really well.
The restaurants and bars are also trying to get more selections in the craft scene out, right? Like, they're all fighting for the IPA space right now. But the more that they can sell local, the more that they kind of tie into it. So we're seeing a lot of good evolution there,
Sometimes
too.
they want that unique tap, whatever that tap
Well,
is.
I mean, I drink them at home all the time now. Like, I think it's like so.
Super
it's good.
easy drinking, delicious, bubbly.
I'm with you. I've actually started trending more that way and away from IPAs, personally. It stems from when I worked at an outside space a couple years ago, and it was 100 degrees every day.
Right.
And I was just sweating all day, and I didn't want an IPA.
Yep.
I really was craving like
Something crisp.
a Mexican lager.
Yeah.
Well, that's what. So we make this beer called Oso, which it's a table saison. We call it grisette. We call it table saison. We literally changed the name like 3 to 4 times, because nobody knew what it is. I could sit in a lake and crush that beer for 4 hours. It's exactly what you're looking for. You're like a summer, really light, simple drinking saison or stout. Or
It's like a Belgian table beer, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these beers, I think, are what's becoming like a couple years ago it was like sour. Then it was like IPA, and there's session IPAs that you can do that with. But when you get a good lager or pilsner that you're hanging out with, or even like a light saison, they're awesome.
I had an English mild the other day, and it was just like, I can drink 40 of these, and I will feel happy, and I'll be totally functional.
Yeah.
I had another delicious one from Trouble's End.
We're Trouble's End fans. Have you been there?
We have not been there, but I've heard amazing things about it, and we need to get over there. But I've seen you guys post from there before.
It's in my backyard.
So, yeah, you guys are right down the road there.
They're also really good people, so it's awesome to come
Love
visit.
And I've heard the food is awesome as well. It's
amazing.
Yeah.
We need to get out and explore. It's a little bit hard right now.
Yeah, we're trying to get the kids. We went to Warwick last week, and it's made up there.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's not about the
Farm.
kid friendliness, it's about the friendly kids. Like, it's trying to get your 5-year-old through not doing something that you're going to be embarrassed about, like throwing a transformer across the table.
It's not going to happen.
There's
it's
a
just like little
free-play
things.
Frogger machine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're getting way better though. Like, this is like, we had this training going on because we're brewery owners with kids. So we trained them up to he was 3 at the time. Then COVID hit, and it's like 3 to 5. You're not going out to these places. You're just literally hanging out in the yard.
Do you want to say it, or should I say it?
I don't know what you're going to say,
Want
but
me to
I
say
have
it?
something to say. You go ahead.
breweries are no place for kids.
Wrong. So
Hey, we've got a ton of people that bring their kids in here. So
this is when
got
mine
kids,
were
we got
from
dogs.
young all
You got
the way
it?
up until my daughter still looks for it, and she's 13. We used to go to a place that as soon as you walked in with a kid, they got a little plate right at the table. It was like 2 saltines,
Yep.
a slice of American cheese, and 2 slices of orange.
Love it.
It was like, here. And they, every week, were like, can we go get cheese and oranges? Can we go? And they wanted to go there, and they were super well behaved just to get a slice of cheese and 2 little pieces of orange. They
That's
loved
awesome.
it.
they want to be part of it, like, and it's just a matter of making
Especially
sure. That's
our
why we
kids,
used to
they wanna
have
see it all.
games, like, but we were pumped when we went to Ambler a couple weeks ago because again, our kids can't walk outside and play, right? Like they have to play in the brewery when they're here, like so.
Which is not ideal.
Yeah,
It's
so you like
dangerous
you
back
got
there.
They don't
And
come
it could
here.
screw
We're not
something
going to
up.
mention the beer that got brewed that day.
Yeah. What do you think of the Hagar? Like,
This beer tastes like crayon.
It's not called Timmy was in the tank for no reason.
we do dress them up like Hagar when they do that. So, but yeah. So that's like with Ambler, like we can actually get them outside and like. But that's when we do these town events, like First Fridays, and you do like
Food truck Friday.
Like people get out, they want to go out, they don't want to leave their kid at home. But I appreciate the fact that there are people that have gotten through life and don't need to be like have kids like running around them in circles. And I think that like the key is just figuring out back to your area, table
See.
service and bar, like kid area, not in.
What a great business owner making that comment.
Yeah.
I will look right at the camera and say, don't be a pretentious douchebag. Just go to the brewery, drink the beer. So there are kids. I go to breweries, there are kids, there are dogs. Just, you're not that like relax. There we go. Sorry, got that off my chest.
Yeah.
And I
Hey.
feel exactly the same way. Because I bring my kids places.
You have to. I
I'm not
mean,
going to leave them at
As
home.
long as
My
they're
kids now
well-behaved,
drive me and
it's
pick
not
me
a
up from the
problem.
brewery.
Well-behaved is a very big
this is the quest.
We're
I don't think
behaved.
people realize
Not
that that's
even
what you're
well-behaved.
really
Let me
gearing
teach
up
you.
for.
Let me teach
Yes.
you.
Oh, wait a second. You have a learner's permit? Like, we're going to start the process of you knowing what happens here. Like,
Both my sons may or may not have been employed by a brewery. So it's a circle of life.
yes.
There you go.
All right, I've got another trend for you, and then you're going to talk about this
Yeah,
beer?
absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Classic styles, and we touched on this. They're making a comeback.
Yeah.
We're talking brown ales. We're talking English milds and bitters. We're talking cream ales,
Cream ales is our jam.
right?
We're Genesee brewery people, though, so
I
we,
mean,
we
we
grew up.
in Rochester, so,
So,
the
cream
brewer-
ales.
Genesee Cream Ale is the best cream ale.
We make a beer called Tiger Tail. It's
You've
a cream
had
ale.
it.
You've had many a
Yep,
Tiger Tail.
Tiger
now.
Tail is a cream ale with frosted
Frosted
flakes.
flakes.
Great.
Tied back to RIT, where the mascot's tigers, where we all went to college and drank a lot of Jenny Cream Ale.
So you think that's going to increase over the next year? Do you feel like that is on the rise?
I think we need to make sure that everybody makes these beers right. I think that they can go on the rise. I forgot where I was a couple weeks ago, and I had a brown ale, and I was like, I haven't seen a brown ale on the menu in forever.
Can I?
It was so good.
Can I try and translate your comment? You said, I think we have to make sure everybody does them right. Are you concerned that people are just going to schlock some out, slap a cream ale name on it, and call it a day?
I mean, have you had a bad cream ale before?
Yes.
And it doesn't go well, does it?
Not creamy.
No, it's like it's. I think that in brown ales, right? Like whenever somebody says to me, "Hey, I want a homebrew," what do I start with? I say start with a brown ale, right? Like it's going to cover up everything that you do. But when you do it right and you do it well,
Amazing.
it's
Delicious.
amazing, right?
We can talk about brown ales for a second because there may or may not be some breweries that I go to that are not good breweries, and I order the brown ale because it will probably be the most least offensive
Good
thing
brewery, yep.
on the menu.
Yeah.
I wish I remember where we went that had the brown ale. It's really good. But yeah, but I think they will come back. I think the bitters will come back. I think that there is a place for them. I would love to see more themed-based, like not IPA only places, but like there should be a Belgian tavern that like it's a brewer that makes Belgian beers, like and like.
Do you think that place could succeed?
I think you have to pair it really well, and you have to be in a town that has all these things. So like I think that in time.
Yeah.
I think we're reaching a certain IPA. We're not like
Saturation.
fatigue.
Okay.
I think we need to still ride it, because I think that what it did do is it introduced people in. So, and I think that people in is like the key. Like,
And I don't think it's ever going away. I just think that instead of everyone's menu being IPA, now the slider is shifting a little bit, and there's room for other stuff on there now.
Well,
too.
that's why
like
it's so
what-
exciting to be in beer, because
Yeah.
it's always changing. People's tastes are changing. There's new ingredients coming out. It's so much fun to do.
well, so, and this is where you start to put in all these contests and ratings and reviews and all that stuff that's there. Like, we brew this beer called Gone Squashing, and it's a smoked alder beer. It's amazing. But like, it'll go from a 2 to 3 star review to a 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. Like,
Didn't we talk about that last time?
I think we probably did.
may.
And we really wanted to come because it's in the fall, right?
Oh yeah, we don't
But
have
we
it now.
missed it.
But we did. Yeah,
We'll
we
see
had
the
it and
growler
it's gone.
for
But
you
like,
guys.
those
had it on the
styles
show.
of beers,
We did?
we might have, yes. But
Not here. We had it on a different episode. We had a can of it.
oh,
Nice.
nice, sweet. Like you
Thanks
gotta
for representing.
you gotta play those styles, and like people gotta become comfortable with them, and like people have to understand what the ratings like and how they like what those styles mean. So there's a big
'Cause it can be
education thing that's going on.
polarizing. You love
But
or
also,
hate it.
like, if you're a brewery that every once in a while drops something like that, I am checking in a lot and seeing, all right, what's coming? What do they got coming? What's going to be cool? What's new? What's happening? I like that. That gets me jazzed.
Well, and you also got to play, like, we have a lot of, people that come here and hang out, like, and they come to watch music and, like, all that stuff. They're more willing to try that in a 16-ounce pour or an 8-ounce pour and, like, hang out with it and not just try to jam a 5-ounce down your throat and then rate it because you got through the 16 that they had on. And like, I love flights, but, like, I think that's kind of the thing. It's like, when you have people that can regularly go in, they get confident in the fact that you're going to brew the style, they're going to consume it in a way that's more like tied to how you want it to be. Like when you go with a flight and you do 4 flights in a sitting, like it's a fun time, but like you just check in the box and go to the next place.
You've said it more than once. You said hang out with it.
Hang out with
And
it.
that's
Like,
really like just spend some time with that beer and decide if you want to spend more time with it or not.
5 ounces is
You
like
wanna take
it's like
her
a
on a
speed
second
date,
date.
right? Yeah, like it's a speed date, and it's a good speed date because you know whether you have like common things if like or not, but like 8 ounces at least you
I think this is going to work out.
yeah. Like I think you like lasagna, like
I think we can go out again.
16, then you can get dessert. You're good. So, but
I hate people rating beer. I hate it. I
It
loathe
drives us
it.
crazy. I don't like West Coast, so I'm going to give this a 1 because I
just-
knew I wouldn't like it.
I mean, I enjoy the community aspect behind Untapped. I like to see what he's drinking. But I'm also I have a foot in the industry, so I see the other side of it too,
Right.
and it makes me nuts because you're not experts. Stop it. All right, I'm not gonna go on that rant.
well, I feel bad. Like I've talked to some of the distributors too, and like their challenges is like people they'll put them on the shelf because they're excited about it, but like people come in and like this is why we put the tap rating on there. It's like, yeah, we've got to own it. Like we have to make sure that we like live up to what it is, and like we get 3.9, we get 4. Like let's own it. Let's do that. But like you got to get in. You got to have the styles. And some breweries will start up within 3 weeks. They'll have 4.5 stars to like 7 or it's 4.9 stars. Like,
Yeah.
and it takes a while for them to go back down from that versus a brewery that might have been around for 8-9 years going through these things. So I don't know. I think it's got its place, but it is a challenge, right?
Yeah.
You have to tell us about Hotmonger
Oh,
before
yeah.
we get distracted
So
anymore.
here, can you grab that can for me, the hot monger?
Oh, Hotmonger can.
So, Hotmonger has been one of our hazy IPAs that we've had around for a while. It's really grown in popularity, I think, because it tastes a lot like a peach ring candy. Very citrusy. You remember that flavor eating candy as a kid. It's got Citra, Simcoe, Mosaic, and Amarillo. A little bit of pine sap on the end.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, this beer, like, this is why we got more tank space. Back to the tanks in the beginning, tank space. So, like, we brew that a ton, and it's making its way around. Like, and when we run onto that or the blonde Americano up in the like tasting room, like, we're getting yelled at by the inside people, and the outside people are like, where do we get it from? So it's, and the brewers like brewing it. They love brewing it. Like, it's actually it's always good. You can always go to it. So
It's really like a nice I loved Hagar, but Hagar was a little bit more robust. Hopmonger is a very comfortable, easy drinking experience.
That one-
in a great way.
Yeah, Hopmonger put me on my boat, getting pushed by the waves,
Oh, I love it.
just sitting there, like with nothing to do all day.
yeah.
Like-
Just reach into the cooler for another one.
Yeah.
That's what-
Or when I walk in here and I sit at the bar, I'm like, I don't know what I want. Let me start with a Hopmonger because that's gonna set the tone for the rest of the night, and I'm gonna be really happy. It's like my really good starting point.
Yeah, it's fun.
that
So
was a good one. But
this is the one he's going
this
for.
one's crazy.
I know, you're excited.
Wait, it's
Did you
unique,
have it
okay?
earlier?
Super, I tasted it earlier.
Okay.
It's
Some of us are
another
ready.
super
All right.
unique taste.
Oh, yeah, you're
You
ready.
open it up. I'm gonna throw another trend at them. Ready?
Okay,
Okay.
go.
Next trend. So, and you at home are going to think that I made this up, but it's actually a trend on the list. Because of the pandemic, shutting down a lot of the traditional distribution channels for breweries, restaurants, bars, tap rooms, like external, they didn't survive. They had to close their doors.
Right.
Breweries are looking at opening satellite tasting room locations.
Yes. That's. I mean, we have
Pop-ups?
the
No, like
licensing
literal
to do it.
brick and mortar, like Outpost 1, Outpost 2, Outpost 3.
It's part of the whole, like, when you think about it and the way the liquor laws work, right? And you go back in the day. So if I wanted to sell, they're called storage licenses, right? The trick is the storage license actually can allow you to sell, Pennsylvania wine and spirits, right? So, but like, if I need to get from here, her family lives in Warren, Pennsylvania, and I need to transport this beer, along the way, I might have to stop in Harrisburg, or I might have a stop in Penn State, and I might have a stop there, right? So you have a storage location. So I bring all my beer to Harrisburg, and I got a sales guy in Harrisburg that distributes that. Well, I don't know how many years back, but they said, okay, you can have a tap room there, right? So like now, when you get the beer from point A to point B, you can then serve out of that tap room in order to do that. What's happening now is people are like, well, I've got all these storage licenses, so I can go open a second and third location. So, which is what we have looked at before. We now have 2 brewery licenses that we'll have once this is all done, which means we have options for more storage locations as well.
Okay.
But I didn't really think about that distribution solution until I actually sat back and reflected on this list, and I was like, huh, that makes sense.
So it's crazy when you take that. So that's like a statewide level thing. You go national, and you look at places like Oscar Blue in Sierra Nevada, right? They figured out it's very similar that like if they opened another brewery, that they would then save money because instead of trying to ship everything out of the Sierra Nevadas over to the East Coast, by putting things in the East Coast, you're shipping water across the country. So when you make it on the East Coast,
It's the same.
it's the same.
Is that kind of like what other half is doing?
Well, other half, yes and no. Like other half is just they're in a different world. They're like, so they are right. Like in theory, in terms of what they're doing.
We were like their 6th or 7th location.
Yeah, and they're like up in the Finger Lakes with their second location. They have a pretty good tie back in there. So
yeah.
So
2 breweries. Is there a brewery in Washington?
there's a brewery in DC.
Is it? Are they brewing
Well,
down
that's why I
there?
was
I
wondering.
think that might be. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think that they do a bigger. I think they brew at all of them. I don't know that they have a single one that is just a tasting room. So I think they brew at each one of the locations, and each one of them have different stuff. He's been waiting for it.
Yeah.
It's like
He's like, shut up,
Is it,
stop
I think
talking.
it's kind of
drink
like
beer."
what, I'll just give it to you. Like kind of what Yingling did years ago, moving down to Florida.
Right.
They increased their
That's a pretty cool right
yeah.
This is Eureka and Idaho Gin.
That just looks
Idaho
pretty.
Gem.
I've not heard of Idaho Gem. That hop is
Taste.
new to me.
Taste it.
I'm going in.
Cheers.
We really named it after the Eureka. Oh, Eureka, good idea. And the hop actually has like an
So this is the
exclamation.
softest, most pillowy of all the IPAs I've had tonight. It's really, really nice on the palate. It's like a
It's again a soft birthday
well,
party.
what I love to hear you say is you're experiencing something different with each IPA.
Yeah, 1000%.
It's like almost having its own style within the style, and I love to hear that.
Like the Hagar was the first one we had.
Yep.
That was the punchiest. There was a spike and then there was a sweetness. Then we had the hot monger. The hot monger was like, hey, come on in, have a seat, buddy. Hey, buddy. That was hot
A
monger.
warm hug.
And that was kind of like, hey, buddy. And now this one is just like, welcome.
Yeah.
It's
This
really
puts me on a long-haired miniature pony, just riding along.
at a
Love
soft
it.
opening.
Yes,
Good.
I love
really
that one.
nice.
That's
It's really nice.
Again, very unique. Something. Just a totally different kind of hop that I've never experienced before. It's neat. I like it.
I like how that finishes. It's got a really nice finish
Yes,
to it.
yeah.
Really nice
Really
hoppy finish. And I wonder if that's the gem because it's nothing I can't put my
Just-
finger on it.
Yeah, I think it's just a different hop. Getting something,
These guys
something
love making
different
this
out
beer.
of it. Yeah.
This is a rotator for us, but they bring
Yeah,
it
this
back
one
when
comes
they can.
in a couple times a year.
When you were talking about cream ales, and you said that you hope they do them well. We did an episode. We both love pumpkin beer,
Oh yeah.
so we did an episode called Pumpkin Palooza, where we did 50 pumpkin beers.
They can do
Oh my
those. They can do those wrong. So it's like Christmas ale.
It's
It's
And
like,
It's a
we
hard night.
came to the realization that most people don't like pumpkin beer because they've had bad pumpkin beers.
Yes.
They don't realize that there are good examples out there that they can actually really enjoy.
worse is people buy pumpkin beer and they leave it in their fridge, and then you go to Christmas parties and they're like, I got this pumpkin beer, do you want to try it? And it's sat for 3 to 4 months, and then that's where you're starting from. But
Sometimes that's good though.
but
Depends on the beer.
it
Yeah.
depends on how strong. If you get the right strong one, those are great. Like Imperial
Like our
pumpkin.
punch in the pumpkin, imperial pumpkin.
But that's the same way with any beer. Like what happens is the rage of the pumpkin season. Like it's just like you're going. Then one day you're like, oh, it's not pumpkin time anymore, and like you're like, what do I do now?
That's exactly
But
the
it's
way
that-
it goes. Look, I have a whole case left.
It's like
I know what happened.
it's not like Mad
I
Elf
really
though.
like this one, but I've got 23 left.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call somebody.
Yeah.
But it's
that's why you do
great.
case exchange right after Thanksgiving and right after Christmas.
Yeah.
You get your
Everybody
friends
buys
together
a
and then
case.
you all get rid of it all.
Do you still buy cases? I can't remember the last time I bought a case of beer. Of one beer.
Yeah.
The last time I bought one beer,
Yep.
I have no idea when that
I
was.
love to buy mixed.
Yeah, we did a case exchange. Well, I didn't do it this year. We did it last year with some of the team members here, just so we could all try different things and like
It's great.
just try to change it up, But
I lied. I do buy cases. I buy cases of Narragansett Lager.
that was
So third IPA, fantastic. All three different, all three great.
It's hard to pick a winner. I really liked Hagar,
bring it back out.
but
Wait, don't like you're saying 3.
oh,
It was
don't
4.
forget the black. Yeah.
Don't forget about that guy. He's a
I
special
don't know.
guy.
Good ideas. Good ideas.
Good ideas.
Did something for me.
Oh, hey, look, Woody's here.
Hey!
What's up, man?
Thank you so
Thanks
Thanks for
much.
coming in, man.
Nice little commercial.
And he's out, yeah.
One thing we didn't say is thank you to everyone who came out to
Yeah.
hang out with
Oh,
us.
yes.
We have
Once
a few
again,
tables of people over
We
there.
always have the crew that rolls out and hangs out with us when we do these events.
That's great.
And we're
Thank
really
you so
thankful
much.
for that. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you. I would say it's not picking a favorite. It's kind of like there are 3 of my
Oh,
kids,
yeah,
and they're all
3
different.
kids. Yep.
You got the video game kid, the sports kid, the music kid.
Yeah, they're all different. They're all
Yeah.
special in their own way.
That's
One
right.
softer than the other.
Yes. There's always one that's really soft. Yep.
All right.
It's a good idea.
I'm excited for this one.
I know you
Blueberry.
This is
Blueberry bomb.
outside of my
Let's-
normal range.
are. And I like this because it appeals to my geek nature.
All right, we're gonna do a quick rinse swap here, right? Is that
All right, so
against
this
any
is
of
in
the?
our-
Oh no, that's the way we do it too.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
I got some agua.
This is in
All
our
right.
pie series. So this is like a blueberry
That
pie.
is straight up in the pie series.
Oh.
There's cinnamon, graham cracker, Some of them we add marshmallow, like you do a key lime version. This is our blueberry pie.
You do
sour.
a key lime of
Do a
this?
key lime
Yeah.
of that. So,
How what's that schedule like? How often are you dropping pie beers?
so we do a sour. We always have a sour on. Most of the time it's from our Bonito series, which the best one is the Flamingo Bonito made with raspberry. So it's raspberry, Berliner Weiss, and then we rotate in the pies, maybe like 5 times a year.
We do, yeah,
It's
cherry,
beautiful.
Gorgeous
blueberry.
color. A lot of people always want to order it based on the color, you know,
So,
Beautiful.
taking on a lot of the blueberry
if
puree.
I were to see this on the shelf and I were to read the label and I said to myself, blueberry, cinnamon, graham crackers, lactose, and vanilla, I'd sit back and I'd be like,
Thick.
that's gonna be
Heavy,
aggressive.
yeah.
And drinking this?
It's
Yeah.
Wrong, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's subtle, it's light, it's refreshing, but everything that you mentioned is there.
Yeah, a little bit of tartness on the back.
Mm-hmm.
We love to use Madagascar vanilla. We use the best vanilla.
When it is 100 degrees outside, I want a splash of lemonade in here.
Oh, maybe we can make a beerita with lemon.
Yeah, you could.
Would that be a Radler? with a
Yeah,
splash of
yeah,
lemonade?
Radler.
Radler.
We should get some of those.
You haven't done Radlers yet?
No, we haven't made Radlers before, but we should get like the mixer things where we
Like-
put these in there.
Legit Radler
Oh,
may
like
be
a
my
freezer,
favorite
like a
style of beer. Like at the
slushy
brewery I
machine.
work at, I'm like, do Radlers, time to do Radlers, we got to do Radlers because I want a beer that's
That's
at
really
3.5%
That's-
that I can hop off the bike and just throat.
Is that on your trends list? Low ABV beers?
It is.
Yes, we should hit that.
Yeah.
I think that's
So this beer we've actually tried in the.
What's the ABV on this?
Right now it's around 6, but we've tried 3.9 all the way up to 6. And people so far have wanted heavier ABVs. So.
I was going to say, you could have told me anywhere from 4 to 7 and I would have believed you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't taste. All I get is flavor. I
Yeah.
don't get any
Oh,
booze.
so nice. So fresh and...
It's very refreshing,
Yeah.
super refreshing.
But
But
where does the name come from?
what?
I don't know that name.
What?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Are you
man.
kidding me?
No,
That's
no.
why I'm geeking out. This is a Lord of the Rings character.
See, that's not my thing.
Oh my god, I'm so geeky. Tom
I don't.
Bombadil.
Yeah, you know the song? Because I don't remember
I
it off
don't
the top
know
of my
the song
head.
off the top of my head.
Hey-ho.
Hey
Yeah.
ho.
Who's
Somebody knows it.
Who's
You
the-
know it in the mix?
Who's the Lord of the Rings geek here? Where'd this come from?
Oh, we all love it. No, we all love it. Like they're like
That's
there's a
from
whole
the
song that
brew
goes around
crew,
it too.
The brew crew.
And,
themselves. they name all the beers.
We used to
And
name it as a group.
There used
That's-
to be like
that
a
we're
voting
done, like-
process, and it was way too
Yeah,
long.
not
So-
like it was just everybody like put in and like we have a list of all these things, but like these guys are back here brewing all day,
They're
listening to
sweating it.
music, and like
They're
they
living
can talk
it.
about names. When they call me up and they're like, "I need a name," I'm like, "I'm gonna give you like the stupidest name ever." I mean, I should say that.
They're
I No
tasting
Disintegrations
it.
was mine.
He's still angry that no one liked
That's
his
it.
skunk
Business
finger
casual.
idea.
I think was business casual mine. But
I don't know.
But yeah,
That's a
so
good one.
like session though, like getting into that low ABV, like that's some stuff I think you'll see a lot of breweries come through this summer.
More than 6. They're always like in
Yeah,
that
we
4 to
balance
6
that out.
range.
And I'm going to bounce back to what you said earlier. As long as they do it
Right.
Right.
right? It's like a really good
You
session
don't have
beer.
to make a thin,
Oh.
thin session beer. You can make a
Really
flavorful
good.
session beer.
Well, he's all about the high ABV.
No, I just want to know who the hell Tom Bombadil is.
Oh,
Oh,
he's,
he's
in
from
the Lord of the
he's
Rings.
from
Like, hey, they're
Tolkien.
either-
He's a Tolkien
Yeah.
Like a
character.
key
looks-
character?
He's
Is
an
he-
in,
he's from
an
the
in and
Hobbit.
out guy.
He didn't get
He's a
mentioned
Hobbit.
in the Peter Jackson movies. He got cut out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was
so-
like, he's a good guy. He
He
was
always
like,
swarmed in, was
Early
super
on,
happy
do you
and
know-
jolly, did a prank and then left.
did you know the?
Yeah.
Did you watch the movies?
Yeah, and I read the books years
So-
ago when I was in like.
So early
8th or
on, when the
9th grade.
Fellowship first started out and they got into a little bit of trouble, Tom helped them out along the way.
Right.
And he was like this happy, jolly wizard dude.
he would just,
but
like,
you weren't sure if he was a
magically appear and
wizard.
help them
Yeah,
and
he
take
was just
off.
kind of like this
Okay.
weird dude who was like a good guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a great character
He's
to name a
winking
beer
in
after.
the label.
And
he's
just
winking at
Bombadil is a fun name to say.
And we started with the blueberry bombadil, and then we were like, okay,
We
we're
did
gonna
a
keep
cherry Bombadil, cherry pie, and a key
Key
lime
lime.
pie.
You need to do a boysenberry
Then
Bombadil.
we
Ooh,
came
I
back
like
to the
it.
blueberry because like we liked what we did with the other two so well, we wanted to go back and try it again. And
Cherry stuff's really good.
cherry was really, really good. So.
So the Bombadil is a whole series.
Yeah.
It's our pie series, yeah.
Cherry,
Key lime, cherry.
blueberry.
They just
I didn't realize they were all named Bombadil.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that was
all
the brand.
Bombadil. And then our other sour
We should have
series is the
a pie day.
Bonito.
Do we have a pie day special for this? We
Oh,
should
that's a
have
good
pie day
idea.
special.
We do have
314.
a crumble right now, so we could do a pairing.
No, like, I mean like 314.
Yeah, no, I know, but it
Oh.
could be like
Oh,
pie, like blueberry pie plus blueberry pie.
You should actually serve a piece of pie with the beer.
Yeah. That's a great pairing.
People aren't doing that anymore. It's like going to the diner.
Yeah,
but
like
at a
pie
brewery.
isn't as popular.
I like
I
it.
love pie though.
Like
It's so good.
pie?
Like-
Yeah, like going out
like
and getting
not
a
People
the
slice of
are,
pie.
number
people are trying to be
3.14.
healthier.
Yeah,
Less pie.
I love pie.
that's just a trend. But that's not that. People being healthy on the trend.
There you go.
They feel bad about themselves because they sat around for 2 years eating Cheetos and drinking all day.
And drinking triple IPAs all day.
Yeah.
There was some times, man. Like again, like, I thought
I
that
was
there were
there.
days that I was like,
We
I'm
were
like,
on
I don't know
that
what's
Zoom call
happening.
together.
And then I found myself hiding in the backyard,
happy
like
hour.
having crowler hours with my neighbors, and we're like, I hope nobody sees us on this trampoline over here. Well, the kids were on the trampoline. We were standing around it till the third crowler. Yeah. We,
What else is on
we
your
packed out some
trampoline?
pounds. So.
Oh yeah,
yeah, me
I
too.
got a couple more. So, supply chain issues.
Ooh.
It's going to refocus on domestic and local malts.
It's kind of cool though, right?
No, it's a great thing.
I mean, it's very interesting to consider where you do that. But again, you got to go for the consistency side, and you got to understand what happens to the backup side. But like I didn't, it's something that you take for granted where all of these malts come from, like and how you get there.
How do you source your malts? Are you a one shop stop or do you?
So,
we do a
Rick-
lot depending
yeah,
on
Rick-
the style, like we try to get European.
It depends on every
local.
style, yeah.
Sometimes we get Deer Creek from Glenside, depending on what we're doing. Where we can, we definitely try to do that.
And how involved are the brewers in that process? Do they have like we like this or we want to go here?
Oh, they
or-
make all the decisions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I mean, Rick, our head brewer, is one of the owners. He makes all of those decisions. Like, there's never, I don't think I've ever been asked a question of what kind of grain should I get. We give them free reign. Like they're the artists. They're the ones that know what they're doing.
They're the artists and the crafters.
Everybody
that, like,
around
mixing a little
is
this,
here
a little that.
to like make sure we hook up the customer, make sure the right experience. But like what we brew and what we do, like we all bring that out. Like we're all kind of like, what are we gonna make? What are we gonna do?
Yeah,
Even our
yeah.
desserts in the kitchen, we're like, okay, what is that? We're gonna try to make something because that's
How
a
do
product,
we
right?
We pair stuff here on our menu. Oh, that pairs well with the hot monger. That pairs well with blueberry bombadil.
Yeah.
Is
Put
he
those
seeing
little
any of those
pairings.
issues, like as far as shortages or difficult?
Oh, we're
to get?
seeing cost increases.
Yeah.
I mean, we for a while during COVID, we were ordering cans. Like the one thing that was crazy was not having people in the building helped us buffer the amount of cans that we need to have in the building
We
because
had
like
cans lined up.
yeah,
Just
he would have
counts
to
of
go.
cans.
He would have to go. Like they would drop the cans off. He'd have to go and drop a check off. Like and then that put us in the line. Like you were getting put in the line for cans by dropping a check off, right? Like, and we were getting 2 pallets at a time in order to get there. But like those things are starting to move. But now we're starting to see the impacts of like the crop issues,
Other
right? Like
ingredients,
the fires
But is
and
that
like the water.
Yeah, because that was one of the mentions in this article,
Right.
like wildfire, supply chain issues. Is that? I'm trying to think of the right word. Like, scary's not the right word, but a concern or a challenge. Like,
Absolutely.
man, this beer has worked with these ingredients so
Yep.
well over the years, but man, it's not cost effective to do X anymore.
Right.
I got to pivot. How's that going to affect? Like, that's tough.
Though I mean,
the thing we've got going for us is we have a lot of variety, so we can introduce
Right.
new ingredients, new things. It's just on the staple beers, like that can be a real
How do you, well, you get contracts in place in order to do that.
Yes.
You start to look at the alternatives that you have there, and like every beer, every time you make it, you're kind of just adjusting a little bit.
You are adjusting because each time you get a hop, it could be from
Yeah,
a farm,
yeah.
It could have different soil,
Yeah.
different moisture content. So you kind of have to tweak them, and it really is a craft to take.
Yeah.
What am I tasting right now? How can I adjust?
Yeah, but you people out there don't appreciate all that's going on into that because you crave consistency. You want to taste the same every single time. Man, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's not a box of Betty Crocker brownies.
But that's
Right.
that's where the talent comes
Even
in,
then
right?
it's
Like
hard,
it's
right?
back to like
I
even
was
now as
overcooked
we're moving
mine.
from here to Ambler, and like there was a lot of breweries you see this, right? Like they move from place to place, and the water profile changes, and the way that they get things, and the storage temperature changes, and the process changes, right? Like, and this is what Rick's doing right now. Rick's over there getting all of those things worked out, like. And Rick went in with a list of beers that he could test those things out in. Like, we're gonna start with this. We're gonna pare down how the flow works. Like, what are we doing? How are we moving product
How
around?
choose does he like
Right.
to get his hands on that new
Oh, it's
system?
exciting.
He's excited, but
Sorry, this
he's
is
got
kinda
to
creepy, I
Yeah, I know. Watch the microphone, buddy. Watch the microphone. But
No, he's excited, and it's a lot more automated over there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot. I mean, this is an old system. This is a '60s system from the General Lafayette, way back when.
That's
we
what-
talked about
But that was his
that
was his
big.
history, right?
Yeah, this used to be making the raspberry mead that everybody mentions when they go, oh, the General Lafayette, the raspberry mead.
It's hilarious because we have a couple of new tanks in there too that can actually act as brights and as like fermentation tanks.
Serving tanks.
But like these four here, like they're just workhorses. That's all they do, right? Because that's what they grew up to be. So, but
Has there ever been any discussion about wanting to redo that beer?
the mead,
Yeah.
oh
So
man,
many
so many
people
people
ask
come in and
for
ask
it.
for it. We just have to, again,
I don't
if
know
we're gonna
if
do
it
it,
means
we have to
anything.
do it well crafted, which means we have to make sure we know how to make a mead.
Right.
We can't just
We have
make a
not
mead
done
one
it
time and be
yet.
like, here you go, right? Like we got to make it right, and when people drink it, they had to be like, that's what I wanted.
That's
So.
a yes. We're thinking about it.
Yes, we're thinking about
We
it.
know a couple mead makers.
We do know a couple mead makers.
Oh, maybe it's a
Collab.
collab.
It's a collab, yeah.
We
They
do.
can
Might.
teach us how to make it.
But yeah, like so we're pumped to kind of work out the way the systems work, but they both require their own artistry in order to get there. And your supply chain question, you work it out. Like it's just like
Yeah, you gotta tweak. You're constantly tweaking the beer
In the
during
geek
process
land?
anyway, so you're kind of like tweaking what hops are.
Well, I wish I owned a brewery. It would be so cool. Now it's
it's
exhausting.
hard.
It's
It's hard.
exhausting.
It's hard, man. Like
Just
it, like
Listen to all the things we're talking about. You're juggling 7,000 different things
and
every day.
Yes.
I mean, I'd rather be doing this than anything
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
but
yeah,
it
yeah.
still is a
Yeah.
job, you know?
And now, like, and this is like now, like our brewers are going from place to place. So now they got this program and that program, but like that's kind of a cool thing. I was talking to one of the head brewers over at Conchi. He probably doesn't remember because it was like a Christmas party for me. But I was like talking to him, and he's like, yeah, we got this barrel program here, and we got this. I'm like, that's what we're doing. It's gonna be fun. Like, so it's just you get into that and you make that part of the jam, right?
I also
like,
think like you guys have been doing this for X amount of years, and now you have this, so it's kind of like a little
It's a
vitamin
shiny-
D. Boom! All
shiny
right, I'm
new
ready to
toy.
go again.
Yeah.
Something new.
Right.
And they're going from a 59 caddy to like a 2020 caddy.
Yeah,
like they're two
right.
very different
2019.
machines. Two very, very different animals.
Yes, it is.
But
It's fun.
it'll be
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
We're
All
excited
right.
that- we're
You ready
excited
for
to
the
have more
spice?
beer.
Oh yeah.
And
That's actually what I started with tonight.
Oh, really?
That was
So
when I
this is
saw it on the
the-
menu. That was it.
Cacao Caliente. It's an imperial stout, Mexican chocolate stout with hatch pepper, habanero, and cacao.
This is like the so I was in here one night watching the Bills potentially win, but then they lost. They really won, but they lost
I'm so sorry.
in a formality.
I'm so sorry.
But like it's like one of those things you go for the closer and you're like, we got it. Like I'm gonna have a little of this cacao, and then you're like, they just scored a touchdown. Like
Wait,
we
what?
scored a touchdown.
Wait,
like you're like Uber.
from a neutral perspective, that was one of the most exciting games.
It was one of the most
So
exciting.
exciting. Even more exciting than the actual Super Bowl.
And you know what? Like, as Bills fans, what we've grown to know is like, sometimes it takes 4 or 5 years, and as long as you make it in the 6th year, which we didn't do that one time when we went 4 or 5 years,
We've talked about this because I'm a Vikings fan.
we did. Oh man.
I was on the other end of that. I've been to multiple scenarios, and I lose over and over again. too.
Over and over and over. It's amazing how you're still a fan, right?
We should put that out there. Sean McDermott, if you are in town because you're from Lansdale, you should come here, and we should hang out.
And you've got some splaining to do.
Yeah. No, he did what he
Who's
needed
Sean
to do.
McDermott?
He's the coach of the Bulls.
Okay.
Tom doesn't score.
I'm like that too. What?
What?
What? Is that a
Somebody
celebrity?
was calling out the Giants coach because he's also from Lansdale, but he's no
No
longer the
way.
Giants coach. So.
Wow.
But Lansdale's got some talent around here.
I mean,
Cheers,
What they
guys.
need.
We'll
Cheers.
get one more
That's
cheers
fun
in
for
here.
tonight. This was what I started with. It just absolutely, we love, both of us, we love our Mexican hot chocolate
we do
beers.
love
Yeah.
Mexican hot chocolate stouts.
A nice
So
spicy.
it's warmed up a little bit, so it's
beautiful.
a little bit
Yeah,
spicier.
that's a good reason. That's why we did it last.
Yep. You have to enjoy that. That's great if it's snowing
nice.
out,
It's
you're
nice.
outside. Perfect
We
beer
did
after,
Quite the
snow
list here.
shoveling
What do you
or
guys
something.
typically? How many
I was
beers do you
just
guys
gonna-
typically
you
consume
just
in these?
finished shoveling.
3,
And you're just going to sit out there.
and we just did 8,
Yes, you upped the game significantly.
Sorry
7.
about that.
This is still full.
We love you. So do
But
I?
we also ate beforehand.
Yeah,
so
yes.
it's not so bad.
And drink some
These are only
water.
like 3-4 ounce pours.
Yeah, we're going small.
Yeah.
So you guys should play a trivia for the people on the podcast then, because if they make it all the way to the end of this, and they have to post something in the comments
Yep.
that tells us that they made it to the end.
Yes, yes.
Oh, like a secret word?
Yeah, like what's the secret word for the end?
What sports team do we talk about at the end of the podcast?
Oh. And also could be what sports team is the best and will most likely win next season
Uh-huh.
in the
and they'll
football.
say the Vikings.
in the football.
Or what 2 teams have had coaches from Lansdale?
There you go.
Love it.
And also,
Yes.
what blew Nate from In the Mix's mind? What beer did he have that he was super surprised that he really liked?
A bleepa?
What?
A black IPA?
Oh.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to tell people this.
He's
was-
going to cut that
giving
out. He'll
them
cut
all
that
the
out.
But it doesn't matter because they made it to the end.
Oh, yeah.
They made it to the end.
Yeah.
It's a trivia question.
It's a really easy trivia question now.
He's gonna cut out like 4 beers
We
in the
have
middle
to
of
do
this
that,
anyways.
and then the winner gets like a $50 gift card to come back to Well Crafted or something
Whoa.
like that.
You're throwing that out there, marketing lady.
She just
Yeah.
did.
Done.
Don't cut that out.
Wait, how do you
can do
pick the
that.
winner though?
Whoever answered the most, the fastest, the most accurate.
No, we know one guy's going to do it. He wins every time.
Yeah, that guy
We
right
should
there at
do
the bar.
all the correct answers.
So what we'll do is
go in a hat.
We'll throw out like a 4 or 5 question trivia thing, and then we'll post a form. Whoever has everything correct,
you
we'll
guys
throw it
pick
into
it.
a mix. We'll spin it around, and we'll pick a winner.
Yes.
Love it.
I like
Raffle
that.
it.
It's awesome.
That's super fun.
As was tonight.
Just reiterate that again, though. Just say
To
that
the
again.
camera?
Yeah.
So, if you've been paying attention, you're going to want to tune back in because we're going to post a short series of questions that if you know all the answers, you can submit them, and if you get everything right, we'll put you in the mix. See what I did there?
Oh.
And you may win a $50 gift card to Well Crafted Brewing in Lansdale, Pennsylvania.
And
A fine establishment.
The only requirement is that you bring one of us with you, or both.
Yes, well, maybe both. Well, thank you guys. This has been amazing as
This is
usual.
awesome.
So excited for all those Ambler plans. I can't wait to visit the new space. It sounds amazing. Man, I was really happy to be here tonight.
Yeah, I hate to sound like a fanboy, but I love it when I come here.
We
I'm always
appreciate
so
it.
happy to be here.
No,
it's
we
always such a
wanna
great time. So
do this,
thank you so
you know.
much.
No, thank you guys for coming out. Like seriously, like
Cheers.
the time, everything's amazing. So we are ecstatic, and thank you in the mix for doing the mix.
And stop making us drink all this really good beer. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good night.